see, they arrested 3 suspects that also were in possession of Transnet cables with amount of 350,000 rand. And then in Line Echols, we had an accused that was sentenced in the Katumati court also for in social infrastructure. Premier, in terms of the is still running with SAPS and SAPS, and we are doing strides. We have our deployment now that is finishing, but we have, unfortunately, it was granted for us again deployment. So we are still busy with that fight. In that fight, we have a lot of counterfeit goods that we recovered. We have recovered mining equipment. We have recovered diamond and diamond gravel material and drugs, because they are also dealing in drugs. Then in terms of DPSI, Premier, we have arrest on serious corruption, where we had 13 people arrested, and we had convictions of 43 members of the public sector. For serious commercial crime, we had 7 arrests with 11 convictions in the public sector. Serious organized crime, 36 arrests, 28 in the public sector convictions. And then for trafficking in persons, we didn't have a case. In total, we had 56 arrests and 82 convictions of members of the public sector. Our organized crime unit in the province, Premier, is received 55 cases and 14 inquiries. Out of that, 27 arrests were effected and 7 convictions were also effected. In terms of illegal mining, as I alluded to in previously, we have arrested 322 suspects. And the fight against this eradicating illegal mining in the province is thinking measures in place so that we make sure that we deal with this stage of crime. A multidisciplinary operation Valamgodi is still operating. Out of the 328 suspects, 109 is South African citizen, 219 is foreign nationals, which include 105 Lesotho nationals, 103 Zimbabweans, 5 Pakistani, 3 Malawians, 2 Mozambicans, 1 Tanzanian. And then the team visited 167 shafts and holes. On top of that, Premier, we are still busy with Operation Chanela, where we are making sure that we do regular patrols, vehicle checkpoints, roadblocks, coordinate searches, high visibility and hotspots, trace of wanted suspects, compliant inspections in liquor outlets and second-hand goods premises. In conclusion, priority crime were addressed in the province by high-density operations in urban areas and rural communities, roadblocks, vehicle checkpoints. The integrated approach included sub-units at stations at the province and districts, relevant role players, including the traffic, the South African national parks, Department of Home Affairs has yielded good results. Premier, collaboration of all departments and stakeholders, as well as the community of the Northern Cape in fighting crime in the province, will bear fruits and contribute to a safe and secure environment in the province. I thank you.
Thank you very much. PC will now hand over to the
Good morning, Premier. The presentation for the October to December. First, we just have the table of contents with the methodology is how we do this crime statistics.
Victor, I think this will also assist you. Yeah. As they so fair as they can't hear.
Check on the left.
Or are you for the shop steward box?
Okay, then. The crime for the third quarter, murder has decreased with minus 13 cases, 10.7%. Sexual offences are stable. The same cases reported, 447 as last year. For attempted murder, there was also a decrease of minus 8 cases. And for the assault GBH in common increases. Assault GBH increased 56 cases, 2.4%. And common assault, 126 cases increase. And then on the common robberies, there was a decrease of -7 cases. The robbery with aggravating circumstances, a decrease -7 to 1. And in total, the contact crimes increased 83 cases, 1.4%. The breakdown of the sexual offences, the rape decreased -7 cases, sexual assault decreased -6, the attempted sexual offences increased with 4 counts, and the contact sexual offences increased with 9 counts. On the categories under robbery aggravating, carjacking decreased with -2 cases. The robbery at residential premises decreased with -10 cases. And the robbery at non-residential premises decreased with -2 cases. In total, on the trio crimes, there was a decrease of -14. And then we just have the 2 increases on the truck hijackings. In this slide is just a breakdown as per ratio of the population on this specific contact crimes. And it also indicates, like I previously said, on the assault GBH and common assault. If I continue with all the crimes, arson is 3 counts higher on 54 cases reported. Malicious damage to property, a decrease with -55 cases. And in total, the contact-related crimes decreased -52 cases. Then on the property-related crimes, all the crimes reflected decreases, as well as the total of the property-related crimes would decrease with -604 cases on a 19.6%. On the other serious crimes, all theft not mentioned elsewhere, decrease with -238. And then we have increase on the commercial crimes, increase of 68 cases from the previous year. And then the shopliftings, there was a decrease of 114 cases, which account to the total of the other serious crimes, 284 cases. And then on our 17 community reported serious crimes, we have a decrease of 857, 6.6% in the province. On the crimes detected as a result of police actions, on the illegal possession of firearms and ammunition, it increased with 2 cases. A drug-related increase, 85 cases. Driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs increased with 2 cases. And then sexual offences detected as a result of police actions decreased with -3 cases. And in total, there was an increase of 86 cases. If we look on the trend for the 3 months on the 17 community reported serious crimes, October, there was a decrease on the 17 community crimes, also in November and also in December. And also with regards to the different sectors in the province, there was also all 5 districts reflected decreases in the province. And then if we look further into our contact crimes, the trend over the 3 months. October, we had a decrease. But for November and December, there was increases. And also the performance per district, Francis Baard, Pixley Kaseme and ZF Ngawo had increases. But for JTG and Namakwa, there was decreases on the contact crimes. The crimes against women and children, on the specific crimes of murder, attempted murder and assault GBH. For the woman, there was decreases on the attempted murder and assault GBH, and on the murder, it was constant, the same number of cases reported as the previous year. And for the children, there was an increase of 2 cases on the murder cases. Attempted murder decreased -1 and assault GBH decreased -23 cases. On the murder for the 3 months, October decreased, November decreased, and December decreased. For the problem in JPG, increase of 5, and Bixi Kaseme increase of 2. The other 3 districts decreases. On the causative factors, I can highlight that most of the murders, it happens with an argument or a misunderstanding, and then it ends up fatally as a murder. It was the highest contributing causative factor in the province is arguments. And then just in other cases, maybe like the robbery, there was 4 cases where the victim was robbed and it ended up also in a murder. On the places of occurrence on the murder, public place, street or should be an open field. We had 39 cases in the province, and then residences of perpetrator or victims was 43, who is the highest place of occurrence. The residence of perpetrators or victims, or family or friends, any other residence. And next we have the public place that is the highest. On the multiple murders, there was 2 cases in Francis Baard and JPG. It was 1 incident in Francis Baard, but there were 2 victims in that case, in that incident, and also in JPG. There was 1 incident, but there was 2 victims. Further on the murder, if you look at the frequently used instruments, we can see that knives are the highest on 46. That is used most commonly to commit murders. We had 5 firearm cases, and then also 5 where sharp instruments were used. We didn't have any incidents reported on the murders of police members. Also on farming community, no incidents were reported during the 3 months. On the attempted murders for the 3 months, October had a decrease. But November there was an increase, and as well again a decrease on December. And for the districts, Francis Baard, Pixley Kaseme and ZF Ngawe had increases, whereas JTG and Namakwa decreases. On the attempted murder, if we look at the causative factors, what led to the attempted murder cases, we can see the highest is the arguments or misunderstandings that take place during attempted murders. Also on the place of occurrence, public place, in the street or open field is the highest on 198 cases, and then also residences of perpetrators or victims or family or friends on 196 cases reported. Attempted murder on the frequently used instruments is also knives. It's the highest on 208 cases where knives was involved, and then bottles of bottle heads, 83 cases where bottle heads was involved. And then sexual offences. For the 3 months, October, there was a decrease, November and December increases. And for the districts, Francis Baard had an increase in ZF Ngawe and JTG Namakwa and Pixley Kaseme, there was the decreases. On the right, for the 3 months, October, there was a decrease, November a decrease, and December, there was an increase of 2 cases. And Pixley Kaseme and ZF Ngawe had increases on the red cases, whereas Francis Baard, JTG and Namakwa had decreases. And also for the province, there was a decrease of -7 cases. On the rates, on the places of occurrences, the residences of perpetrators or victims or family or friends or neighbors are the highest on 165. And then we have public places on 49 cases. If you look at the liquor and drug-related contribution, the cases where there was on murder, attempted murder, rape, and assault GBH. On murder, there was two cases where drugs was involved and 8 cases where alcohol was involved. Attempted murder 1 and 74 cases where alcohol was involved. Rape cases 7 and 67 where alcohol was involved. 12 cases on assault TBH where drugs was involved and 2,184 where alcohol was involved. And confirmed incidents that occurred at liquor outlets, 256 assault GBH cases, 2 rape cases and 41 attempted murder cases and 6 murder cases. The educational premises where rapes took place, we had 4 incidents reported in the 3 months. For murder on the educational, no incidents were reported. The rape cases, the 4 cases was at primary schools, 1 in Francis Park, and 3 cases in the JTG district. The relationship with regards to the victims and perpetrators, in the 1 case, it was an acquaintance, a person the victim knows. And in the other 3 cases, it was learners that were involved. And then also the domestic violence related crimes. On murder, 24, attempted murder 78, rape 58, and then sexual assault 5. And 659 assault GBH, 393 common assault, 7 common robbery. There was 0 with aggravated circumstances, all theft 96, malicious damage to property 176, and burglary at residential premises there were 30 cases. On the sexual assault contribution for the 3 months, October, there was a decrease of -10, November increase, and December again a decrease. Francis Park and ZF and Gawe had increases, and JTG, Namakwa, and Pixley Kaseme reflected decreases on the sexual assault. Assault with the intent to inflict grievous bodily harm, October there was a decrease. In November, an increase, December, an increase. For the province, we also had an increase of 56 cases. Francis Park increased, Pixley Kaseme increased, and ZF and Gawe increased. JTG had a decrease, and Namakwa had a decrease on the assault GBH. On the assault GBH, if we look at the cost factors, we can also see that arguments, misunderstandings are at the top. More than 1,500 cases reported. And then we have retaliation or revenge, 94, intervention, argument, 51, and during commission of other crimes, 51 cases, to highlight just the top cases. And on the places of occurrence with regard to assault GBH, we can also see that residences of perpetrators and victims are at the top, 897. Public places followed on 806. And then we also have the cases at the liquor outlets, 246. Assault GBH, it is also bottles or bottle heads that are used to commit assault GBH. On top, 464 parts. It is now whether the person uses his hands or his feet or his teeth, to assault a person, knives on 367 cases. On the common assaults, October had a decrease, November increased, and December increased. For Francis Baard, Namakwa, and Pixie Kaseme, they had increases. JTG decreased and ZF and Dawu decreased. Common robbery, October decreased, November decreased, and December there was an increase on the robberies. Francis Park and JTG had increases. Namakwa, Pixie Kaseme, and ZF and Dawu had decreases as well. For the province, there was a decrease on the common robberies. Robbery with aggravating circumstances. For all 3 months, October, November, and December, there was decreases, and also for the districts, all the districts had decreases on the robbery with aggravating circumstances. If we look at the PREO crimes, for October there was a decrease, November, one increase, and December a decrease. And then also on the districts, there was decreases. ZFM was constant on the same number reported this year as last year. And for the province, there was 14 cases decreased. On the carjacking, October there was one increase, November a decrease, and December decrease. And it is only also ZFM that had an increase of 3 cases. The vehicles that was hijacked, there were 2 trucks, 2 LDVs, and then 7 sedans. On the robbery at residential premises, for the 3 months, there was decreases. And all the districts also had decreases except for Francis Baard, who had the increase of 1 case. The robbery at non-residential premises for the 3 months, October, there was a decrease of -1, November increase, and December a decrease. Francis Baard and JTG increases, and the other districts reflected decreases. We had 0 robbery of cash in transit for this year as well as last year. And then on the truck hijackings, it was the 3 cases reported in the province. 2 in Francis Baard district and 1 in ZFM district. And the kidnappings, for the 3 months, October, -1, in November there was an increase. But December there was a decrease. And the JTG had an increase of 1 and Pixie Kaseme an increase of 2. Francis Baard, Namakwa, and ZFM had decreases on the kidnapping. If we look also at kidnapping, the causative factors, 1 case was ransom demanded, and there was 1 extortion in Francis Baard district. If we look now at the contact-related crimes, for October there was a decrease, November increase, and December a decrease. And also performance for the districts, Namakwa and ZFM had increases, Francis Baard, JTG, and Pixie Kaseme, they reflected decreases. On the arson, for the 3 months there was only an increase in December, October, November decreases. And also for the districts, Francis Baard decreased, JTG increased with 1 case, Namakwa decreased, Pixie Kaseme increased, and ZFM decreased. On the malicious damage to property, for the 3 months, October decreased, November showed the increase, and December a decrease. On the districts, Francis Baard, JTG, and Pixie Kaseme reflected decreases, whereas Namakwa and ZFM reflected increases. On the property related crimes, all 3 months, there was decreases as well on the performance for the districts for the 3 months, all reflected decreases. The burglary at residential premises, all 3 months also decreases in total, and it was only Francis Baard that had an increase of 1 case. The burglary at non-residential premises, October there was a decrease, November increase, and December there was a decrease again. And Francis Baard and JTG had increases, in Amakwa, Pixie Kaseme and ZFM had decreases. If we look at the burglary at religious, liquor outlets and educational premises, there were educational premises, 30 cases at liquor premises and 33 cases at the religious premises. The vehicles and motorcycles, for October there was a decrease, November a decrease, and there was zero, it was constant for December. And for the districts, Francis Baard decreased, JTG decreased, Namakwa decreased, Pixie Kaseme and ZFM had increases. In total for the province, they also decreased. The theft out of and from motor vehicles, for the 3 months, October, November and December, there was decreases. Francis Baard had a decrease, JTG decrease, Namakwa was constant on the same number reported. Pixie Kaseme increase and ZFM a decrease. On the stock theft, for the 3 months, all 3 months had decreases, as well as all the districts for the province as well. It's just Francis Baard was on the same basis that was reported. The different stock, type of stock that are stolen during stock theft, sheep 896, goats 378, and then we have cattle 81, poultry 62, 14 pigs, there was 0 donkeys and 2 horses. If we look at the other serious crimes for the 3 months reflected decreases, also the provinces, except for Pixie Kaseme, who had an increase of 34. All paid not mentioned elsewhere for the 3 months decreases, except for Pixie Kaseme district, who reflected the increase, and the other districts reflected decreases. On commercial crimes, October increase, November a decrease, and December increase again. And then also the districts, all districts reflected increases except for Namakwa, who had a decrease. And then the shopliftings, all 3 months reflected decreases. The districts as well, we just had 2 increases in the Namakwa district. If you look at the environmental crimes that took place in the province, there were 5 rhinos, 1 pangolin, and then with regard to marine, 14, and then the flora was 12 cases. Just a breakdown of marine, the fish was 11, lobster 2, and 1 prawn, and then the plants, the flora was 12 cases. On the crimes committed as a result of police actions, it increased. It is just that in the Francis Baard area and Pixie Kaseme, they had decreases. On the illegal possession of firearms and ammunition, October was constant, 2, and then November there was an increase, in December there was a decrease. On the drug-related crimes, October, November, and December, there was increases. And the district, Namakwa had an increase, and ZFM had an increase. Francis Baard, JTG, and Pixie Kaseme had decreases. Driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, October increase, November a decrease of -4, and in December there was an increase of 3 cases. Francis Baard reflected the decrease, JTG increase, Namakwa increase, Pixley Kaseme a decrease, and ZFM a decrease. And then the sexual offences detected as a result of police actions. Francis Baard was on 0, last year 1, and JTG also had a -1 decrease, Pixley Kaseme the -2, and then there was 1 count in the ZFM district. The core diversions, this protest actions, there were 33 protest actions that were peaceful, and 14 reported in the province that was unrest. Further on, Premier, this is just of the crimes reported, and then on the left-hand side, the performance of the province, and on the right-hand side, the districts. Just a summary to see how the performance of the districts was on these reported cases, crime categories. And the last one, just give you also a breakdown. In total, Pixley Kaseme district had increase on 9 cases on the 17 community reported crimes. Francis Baard 6, ZFM district in total 6, JTG district in total 5, in Namakwa district in total 3 cases that had increases. And then on the green area, Pixley Kaseme had a decrease on 8 cases, Francis Baard a decrease on 10, ZFM on 11, JTG on 12, and Namakwa a decrease on 13 cases. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And I will now hand over to the MEC to do some brief remarks, and then we'll hand over to Premier for the explanation.
Thank you very much, Shani. Everyone is welcome to acknowledge the place of the soul. Members of the group of the trust and civil PC Fola, the HG, Mr. Peters, senior management of SAPS, Transport Safety Liaison with the new us today. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Honorable Premier, let me thank you for this opportunity to take part in this crime space of the Northern Cape for the third quarter of 2024-2025. Since my acceptance of office 1 month ago, I had a couple of meetings with the senior management of SAPS, led by General Otola. I visited Premier 5 police stations in the province. As I was engaged in Premier with the members of the different police stations, I then realized that crime is not only the responsibility of SAPS, but crime is a societal challenge. All of us must be involved to make sure that we reduce crime in our province. Honorable Premier, I can assure that the women and men in blue are eager to serve the people of the Northern Cape, and we welcome the general drop in crime in this quarter. This is a sign that our policing strategy in the province is working. It is also an indication of the good work done by SAPS in the province of the Northern Cape. The department will continue to implement the provincial crime prevention strategy in the province with a distinct focus on crime rate station. It was mentioned by the PC when she present to us introduction. Honorable Premier, we have complete confidence in SAPS to fight crime in the province. We request our men to enforce law with no fear or favor when it comes to the safety of the people of the Northern Cape. Allow me to thank all our SAPS members under the stewardship of General Otola for their hard work and dedication. Continue to serve the communities with dignity. We must mobilize the different stakeholders, Premier, in general and communities in particular, to join hands and fight crime together. In conclusion, Premier, let me thank you for your guidance and leadership in this province. We really appreciate your guidance and your support. And I also want to plead, Premier, for the people of the Northern Cape. Let's work with SAPS, and a big thanks to our stakeholders, like your CPFs, your CFFs, your Women Against Crime, Youth Against Crime, Community and Blue, and all other stakeholders who participate to make sure we fight crime, to keep our community safe. Let us practice at all times mutual respect, and let us build safer communities in the rest of our province and Northern Cape. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, MEC. Let me also thank the program director, Mandeli. Let me greet and welcome Lieutenant General Otola and entire team to our office, and as well as the head of department, transport safety and liaison. I was made aware that we also have representatives from the different unions. OPCRO and what is the other one? SAPU as well. You are very welcome to our office, and are very grateful to have you as part and parcel of this reporting, quarterly reporting. Let me greet the members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, the figures presented by the police commissioner, Lieutenant General Otola and her team give a comprehensive reflection on the state of crime in our province. This allows us to take stock of our achievements, assess our challenges, and chart a way forward in the continued fight against criminal activities. The safety of all individuals living in our province remains top priority for this government, and it is through accurate data and clear-eyed assessment of our progress that we can strengthen our interventions and develop even more effective strategies to combat crime. At the outset, Program Director, I wish to extend my sincere appreciation to the South African Police Service, their tireless dedication and unwavering commitment to serve our communities. The men and women in blue work long hours, often under very dangerous and stressful conditions, to uphold the rule of law and ensure that justice. The success we observe today is not accidental. It is a direct result of their courage, vigilance, and relentless pursuit of safer communities. I want to express my deepest gratitude to all police officers who continue to risk their own lives and well-being to protect the people of the Northern Cape. Their efforts are the backbone of our fight against crime, and without them, progress we report today would not have been possible. The third quarter crime statistics reveal significant progress in reducing crime across the province. The data shows a 6.6% overall decrease in community reported crimes, demonstrated that our proactive policing efforts, enhanced intelligence operations, and strong partnerships between law enforcement and communities are yielding some positive results. This decline is encouraging and reflects the success of targeted intervention in high crime area, increased police visibility, and improved crime prevention strategies. Notably, we have seen declines in key categories such as burglary at both residential and non-residential premises, robbery with aggravating circumstances, and stock theft. These reductions signify that the collaborative efforts between SAPS, Community Police Forum, and law have an impact in the fight against crime. While these statistics offer reasons for optimism, we cannot afford to become complacent. Crime remains a deeply rooted societal issue that continues to pose a significant challenge. The most distressing amongst these is the continued prevalence of violent crimes, particularly murder. And I think the general have reflected on this, that this violent crime in most instances happens when people are drunk. When people are drunk and so the issue of alcohol abuse is one of the major challenges in our province. Although the data indicates a 10.7% decrease in the murder rate compared to the previous reporting period, the fact that 109 individuals lost their lives remains a stark and painful reality that we cannot ignore. And with murder again, come the Okapi story, which is another problem in the province. Was Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, they are struggling with firearms and they in the Northern Cape, it's a mess. Yeah. So we'll also have to look into that. Every life lost to violence represents a family left devastated, a community left mourning, and a society robbed of its potential. Alarmingly, a significant number of these murders were linked to domestic violence, underscoring the urgent need for targeted interventions aimed at addressing this ongoing crisis. Gender-based violence continues to be one of the most pressing challenges we face as a nation. The figures reveal that 17 women and 7 children were murdered during this period. The persistent threat of gender-based violence is unacceptable, and we must confront it with the urgency and determination it demands. While there has been a slight 2.1% decline in reported rape cases with 321 incidents recorded, this figure remains far too high. A closer examination of the data reveals that more than 58 of these cases were linked to domestic violence, and an overwhelming majority of rape incidents occurred within residences, whether those of the victim or the perpetrator. This chilling reality confirms that for many women and children, the greatest danger they face is not on the streets, but within the confines of their own homes. And how this manifests itself, it makes it even more difficult to police. You can police the streets, but the actual cases of gender-based violence and assassination, Afrikaners play, Afrikaners play, and it really makes it much more difficult to police. Yes, streets are much safer than homes. And that's just another dimension which really compounds the efforts to fight gender-based violence. This government remains resolute in its commitment to tackling head-on gender-based violence. We are intensifying our efforts to ensure that victims of such crimes receive support they need and that perpetrators are swiftly brought to justice. Our approach includes strengthening dedicated family violence, child protection, and sexual offences unit, increasing access to victim support centers, and ensuring that every survivor has access to a comprehensive psychological support. Furthermore, we are committed to reducing case backlogs so that justice is not delayed for victims and their families. We've adopted a principle last year in June that we are going to try our best by the end of this year that there should be a social work for every 2 wards in the province. Social work dedicated in each and every one of the 2 wards. So for elke 2 weke, that's maatskaplike werker wees. And the people of that ward must know about who's the social worker for our ward. And that might really assist in strengthening our interventions. Beyond law enforcement, we must also address the root causes of gender-based violence by challenging societal norms that perpetuate gender inequality and abuse. This includes investing in education and awareness campaigns that promote mutual respect, non-violence, and equal rights for all. Another area of deep concern is the rise in drug-related crimes, which have increased by 12%. The link between substance abuse and criminal activities is well documented, with many cases of assault, robbery, domestic violence fueled by drug and alcohol abuse. To combat this issue, we must adopt a dual approach, strengthening law enforcement efforts to disrupt the drug distribution networks, while simultaneously expanding access to rehabilitation programs for individuals struggling with addictions. We will continue to support initiatives that provide young people with alternatives to drug use, including skills development programs, sports, and recreational activities that empower them to build positive and rewarding futures. Illegal mining remains a major challenge, with criminals exploiting our natural resources and jeopardizing economic stability. It is encouraging that through Operation Valum Gold, there has been significant progress made in clamping down on these illegal activities, resulting in 328 arrests, including both South African citizens and foreign nationals. These efforts will continue to be a priority as we work to dismantle illicit mining operations that threaten public safety and economic stability. We are also committed to strengthening partnership with mining companies and local authorities to prevent further illegal activities and protect our province's resources. Crime prevention, ladies and gentlemen, is not solely the responsibility of the police. It requires a collective effort from government, law enforcement agencies, civil society, business, and our communities. We must work together to build a culture of accountability, vigilance, and social responsibility. Community policing forums and neighborhood watch groups play a vital role in crime prevention. And we are committed to strengthen these structures to increase training, resources, and partnerships with SAPS. It is also essential that we continue to invest in early intervention programs to prevent crime before it occurs. This includes school-based safety initiatives aimed at reducing violence amongst youth, increased support for social welfare services to address domestic violence and child protection gaps, and targeted crime prevention strategies focused on high-risk areas and repeat offenders. Additionally, we must equip our police force with the latest crime detection tools and technologies to enhance investigative capabilities and ensure that criminals are held accountable. In closing, I once again extend my gratitude to Lieutenant General Otola and the entire SAPS leadership in the province, the Department of Transport, Safety and Liaison, the community police forums, and all stakeholders who are working tirelessly to create a safer province. The progress we have made thus far is a testament to what can be achieved through determination and collective action. While challenges remain, and there are big challenges, I have no doubt that together we can overcome them and build a future where safety and justice prevails for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Premier. Premier, we've got the SABC here with us today as well as CFA. There are a couple of media houses that have logged on online. We'll now open up for any questions just to the colleagues that are here with us. Sandy? Can you also confirm whether the senior colonel and such is charged for as news?
Sandy, the general here could not pick up the question. Can you just repeat?
To check and how are perpetrators involved in child and rapes and through whether a lieutenant colonel such the client's work, he was charged for the rape of a minor in the R, yes, in assistance.
Or the R case?
Please, Sandy. Commission?
We were hoping you are not going to ask that question, so.
Good morning, thank you very much for the presentation. I first want to congratulate SAPS, the general decline in stats, in the crime stats. However, there is a couple of concerns as the Premier also highlighted, and we need to look at that. For me, it is concerning that since 2023, we only had 2 stations in the Northern Cape that was in the top 30 of the crime stats. Now we escalated to 5. And that for me is concerning. And my first question would be is what is the priority that they're going to do to assist these crime stats, high priority areas to do that? It is congratulatory also that the crimes detected by police action also increased. So that is a good thing for the SAPS to do that. Secondly, I would like to know if there is any statistics available on what is the crime stats on a Sunday since the implementing of a 24 hours opening of the liquor facilities. That if we need to relook at that as a province, that we might go back to a more restricted time period to assist the police in that area. My other question that I would like to raise is the fact that stock theft remains similar to the lower rise in stock theft. Working with farmers on the ground level, that is not my perception. But a farmer will tell you or inform you is that we don't even report it to the police because there's no action from the police side. And I presume it's because there's shortages from the stock theft vehicle units overall in the province. And I would like to see that we can focus more on that because a lot of the smaller farmers around towns are mostly affected by stock theft and it's not being reported. The other question, my last question I would like to raise is, I know that our rape cases came down, but if we look at the ratio for the country, the Northern Cape remains third highest
of rape cases in the country. And for me, that is concerning. Although the figure is low, we also know that rapes are the most underreported crimes in the country. So if we are the third highest in the country, I expect that the real figure is much higher. And what are we doing with regard to that? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member Liebenberg. I did not see you. And that's the reason I did not recognize your presence. Thank you very much for attending this meeting. We highly appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Then head over to KCP.
Thank you, Premier. The first question, I think I have understood it clearly. Is it saying how do cases of child-to-child rape investigated?
They treated a child consenting to.
You treat it as a criminal case.
It is treated as a criminal case, but in terms of the Child Justice Act, it is a criminal case, but we treat it in terms of the Child Justice Act. And in the case of the rape, the Lieutenant Colonel EPR, the criminal case is running at court, the disciplinary case has been finalized. Unfortunately, for now, I cannot give the outcome of that disciplinary case because it hasn't been finalized, but it is finalized. So I will know in a few days when I see the file what was the outcome. And then the Honorable Mrs. Liebenberg, the Dock 30 stations. Unfortunately, the way we rate the Dock 30 stations is from crime to crime. Now and again, they fluctuate. You will find certain stations in the top 30 and then they improve the get out of the top 30, depending on again the reporting rate of that station area. If you look at our province, the stations in the top 30 our big kind of photograph stations, our big stations, the Brigadier stations, you Kimberley, Halishiwe, and then followed by the Kenel stations, Rondeman and the Gafeshu and others. In terms of their size in the province, they are the most generating crime stations. But in terms of how are we dealing with the crime issue, those stations, all those stations have received additional personnel, they have received additional vehicles. It's not enough, but they are able to deal with the crime issue in terms of the resources that they have. But unfortunately, the issue of the top 30, you will resource the station this year and push capacity to that station. While we are busy with that station, another station runs. So at no stage you can really prioritize the one station over the others. But at the same time, in terms of our additional operations, where we go out and assist the province, we focus on those high crime stations. And fortunately for us, the majority is in Francis Barrett. If you look at the top 30, there's few of them that will be Rosedale in ZFM, and Rosedale is in the top 30. Already this district has been busy with Rosedale inside Dr. Astus. And again, if you look at the nature of those stations, most of them is the liquor issues. They are very high on that crime, they are very high on even when you look at when we're dealing with the closing of the liquor outlets, those are the very stations that we focus on and try to assist the station, because no for a fact the stations cannot really on their own do that. But we still need the communities to get involved and assist the police in those stations. The availability of car states on Sunday, when they are, when you have states on Sunday, but unfortunately we didn't bring it for this meeting, but we can bring it and present and it is available because we do our analysis. We do it the week, for the days of the week, the one time is not occurring on the, so the statistics is there, we are able to provide when it is needed. And then the stock theft, unfortunately, I won't be able to respond to the cases that are not reported because I will not be, I'll be lying if I'm going to say there are so much and whatever. But we've got our 7 stock thieves that are running in the province. And on top of that, we have trained now members at the police station because they have realized that the units are not aligned to police stations. So we train members in the CSC as the first responders of the stopgap. So they do attend the cases before stopgap unit gets to that area. And in terms of resources, yes, they are not adequately resourced, but they have resources. And wherever they receive the cases, they are dealing with those cases. When I was doing the presentation, I've sort of indicated how we are dealing with the cases and the successes that are there. And that involves the members of the community as well. Because some of these cases, the community knows exactly where the thief is and they direct us to the right direction. But still, we cannot be complacent. We need to increase our efforts because, you know, the stock is the livelihood of those farmers to assist them. But we will be able to know how much cases we are having as a province when they are reported. Because remember, when we get resources are located in the province and in terms of giving the members allocated of what is expected. So if we've got less chance of getting additional resources. Then the last one, the rate per capita. I think I need to explain the calculation of rate per capita. Northern Cape is not number 3 in terms of the amount of cases that are reported in the country. They are high in terms of 100,000 cases that are reported, that is measured. It's not actually the number of cases. Cases that are measured against 100,000 people. So 100,000 people in the Northern Cape, how many rape cases are there? So the capita issue is confusing, especially with our members. When the stats start talking to per capita, there's assumption that it's the number of cases, not the number of cases. In terms of the ratio of the rape, the number of cases in the country, we are very far from the other provinces. So rape cases is a problem in the Northern Cape and we need to stick with it. We have our FCS units that are in place and they are dealing decisively with rape cases. Also, like the stopgap unit, we've got a number of members that are trained at police stations as first responders so that the victim doesn't sit at PSP and wait for FCS that is sitting in another country. They deal with it until the FCS come and take the domain. Thank you, Premier. I think I've covered.
All right.
Thank you very much.
And so you also want to do some additions of that. Right.
Thank you very much, Premier. There seems to be no,
Thank you very much, General.
there seems to be no other questions. It means we have come to the end of the. Thank you very much.
Thanks to all for coming. See you. Thank you very much. Yeah, how's the system?